G'day, welcome to Let's Talk Business. I'm Daryl Nicholson and welcome along to the show. With me today we've got Neil Davey from the CGD Group. This is his show, so I'm going to hand you over to Neil and he's going to tell you who his guest is today.
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Katrina. She's from the fabulous CUA Bank, and I'd like to ask you a little bit what you do.
Well, I was a highway specialist, and due to our growing capacity, I will be going now to the mobile field as well.
Excellent.
It's a big market now, isn't it? People want to, because I guess husband and wife are working all different hours and
That's right. Yeah.
Trying to get them together is really hard. So.
Yeah. Well, they're given. I actually used to do after hours appointments, but now that we will actually travel an hour out of Toowoomba to go to people's homes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Which is really great.
Oh, that's excellent. You've got a wonderful facility here. It's called the CUA Hub, is it?
Yeah, Community Hub.
Community Hub, there we go. It's in Ruffin Street if you haven't found it by now, between some of the other banks. And I believe it's available for most small enterprises and also community groups to use at no cost, guys. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this was the actual first community hub introduced by CUA within Australia.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit of a test pilot for CUA. Basically what we are trying to do is give back to Toowoomba community. So small community groups, non-for-profit, things like that, small businesses can utilise a showcase space for like a week or 2 weeks to start their business.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously this whole space can be rearranged to accommodate people having an event or a meeting or some sort of group activity. So
I got involved with Nat Sparrow from Base Services.
okay.
The first Homeless for a Night I did was here, and we launched off that in this facility here. It was brilliant.
It is,
brilliant
yeah.
space. Yeah.
It is. It's a lovely place to come to work every day. If they had a shower and toilet, I'd live here. But they don't.
And at the moment, it's all greenery out there, and we might take some footage of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they should be really commended on that. It's totally different than any other bank that I've ever seen. Most of the banks you go in, you have to talk to a machine. Not so here. So, yeah, that's a big plus.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good for Toowoomba that this is the first try of a community hub for any bank. So that's a really big plus for Toowoomba. So, guys, if you haven't seen it, get in down here, have a look, and see what we're talking about. I know with board meetings and so forth, I go to board meetings here for Disco and Rotary, and we've had other events here as well. And that's just a really good place to be able to have those meetings. So, excellent. So, that's very good. I'm talking to you today about being organised in your business. And being organised in your business is a really important way of actually getting you more money. To be organised is also knowing what you're doing, all those type of things. But one of the best tips I ever got taught or told about was to write a list at the end of the day for the next day, what work you have to do. That way you're not getting into work and going, oh, what do I have to do? You're banging straight into it and you're getting work done instantly as soon as you hit the chair. So, or the tools, or whichever way you do. So that's really a really good suggestion on actually how to make the most of your time. So also having a clean office, chair, desk or vehicle, so you know where things are. Now that's easier said than done. As you probably can tell, we've got a little very busy office and things tend to go everywhere there. But CUA is always nice and tidy and clean, I have to say.
Yes.
I haven't seen your office there.
I work from home, mate.
You work from home?
I work from home. Yeah, there you go. My office is a bit of a mess at the moment, but.
And another thing I was always told, and I was suggested to, was to be enthusiastic to your approach, particularly on the jobs you hate. So if you tackle the jobs that you don't like, and everyone's got something they don't like in the business, tackle them with the same amount of enthusiasm as you would with some of the things you love to do, and get them out of the way, move on, and you'll find that your business will work a lot better that way.
So Katrina, do you eat the toad in the morning? Do you get the ugly stuff out of the way? Or how do you
Yeah,
do it?
normally I normally get the yucky stuff out of the road first. The same at home, I do the yucky stuff first, like ironing. So
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Best thing is to get it out of the way,
Yeah.
move on.
Yes.
Yeah, that's always a good result.
Mhm.
I've also been a big supporter of R&D, which is research and development. With so much new technology coming along, you might be able to save your business a lot of time and money by actually getting involved and finding out what will suit your business. Now, I'm not saying to go out and buy every new piece of equipment that's happening, or every new program, or every new piece of whatever that comes along that's new. What I'm saying is always have a good look at if it will suit your business, if it will make you money or save you time. That's always a good way to go. And in the banking industry, that's really huge. Banking is nowhere near similar to what it was 10 years ago.
Oh, of course not. No, there's new things every week because it change daily, isn't it?
Change
And
daily.
you've got to move with digital times, or you just get
Yeah,
left behind as
absolutely.
a business.
So CUA, their ethos is they still want people to come into the branch
Of course, yes.
and still use technology
Yep.
hand in hand as well.
That's right. So we have allocated over to the side there where people can come and do their online banking and
Yeah.
things like that. But obviously, because we're a credit union, we still focus on being member-based. So you walk in here, you're not a number, you're a name and a face. So that's what we pride ourselves on.
You're a credit union or a bank?
Credit union.
Credit union. Okay,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
So, do you have checks still?
Yes.
Oh, they still have checks, people. I
I've been a check for years.
No, people still have checks.
Yeah, people still have checks. So
Yep.
yeah, but with the move on internet banking, it's so much easier to be able to transfer funds nowadays. A lot cleaner, a lot easier to do. And for the people that always used to tell me, oh, the check's in the mail, they can't do the same sort of thing anymore. Oh yeah, I put that through last week. Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just send the EFT remittance. That'd be nice. The EFT remittance would be good.
EFT remittances, people. So there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, my suggestion is always assess anything that's new, and have a look as if it's going to make you money or if it's going to save you time. Then it's always a good way to have a good look at it, and you know, if it's economical to get into, why not?
Yeah.
That's also a good tip about being organised and being able to save time and money in your business.
Okay, we'll just take a little break and we'll be back on the other side. So enjoy the little break and a bit of information for you.
I'm Neil from CGD Group, and we do printing with imagination. Our products and imaging have that wow factor. Whether it be business cards, flyers, the Coffee Gazette, or our brand new A5 video folders and animation. Have your business branding remembered. Call us today on 4639 5553. CGD Group, printing with imagination.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Business. And before you start, Neil, I put it out there. I'm going to run for council.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, I'll put it out there. So
That's a big step for you.
yeah, it's my 2-year plan. I thought it's better than being 6 weeks before the election and get out there, because it will be a Melbourne Cup, I'm sure. There'll be 36 running for 10 seats. So
Yeah.
I'm running for council. If you've got any feedback, just let us know. But anyhow, back to you. This is your show. It's not all about me.
No,
Let's
well,
talk business.
if you've got a problem, see this man over here. He may be able to.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Council's complicated. I know that. It's not
Yeah.
easy. So,
Yeah. Anyway, today we're also talking about obviously money and business. Isn't it important to have money in your business? I think everyone would say yes to that one. If you've got money there, when you spend it, it's gone, okay? So invest it wisely back into your business if you can. Usually it's a good thing to be able to put more money back into your business so you can, revolve and make more money out the other end. Things like staff training or equipment upgrades, which is what we've been talking about a moment ago. Marketing is also an important thing because you can't sell a secret. If you put a bit of money into marketing, assess how it's going, make sure that your branding is working, But certainly you've got to be out there in the marketplace telling people about your product. Is it a good product? You think so? Great, tell people. So, you know, that's really, really important. Maybe a world holiday. Well, maybe not. I wouldn't be going and spending your business's money on a world holiday. The reason is, and I've heard this so many times before, how people spend the ATO's money that they're supposed to pay in tax. They spend it. They see it as just income, and all of a sudden they've got this whacking tax bill that they can't actually pay. So don't spend any money allocated for tax, and you should know what that is. Have a look at your programs that you've got, either your, QuickBooks, Mile, those type of programs, and they will tell you how much you owe the tax man. Don't spend that money, okay? And I've seen it so many times, people saying, I've got to make all this money because I've spent the tax bill. Not a good plan, not a good plan.
So as far as money goes, Katrina, what about people, if they really want to get into the home market, what's some key principles they need to do to get ready to borrow money?
Okay, well they need a savings plan, so they need to show that they're able to save.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be a 20% deposit anymore, like it was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
They have the ability to do, you know, a 95% lend now with mortgage insurance. But obviously, the more you save, the more beneficial it is for you. So yeah, definitely a savings pattern is always good.
And people, 5% in interest rate, or thereabouts at the moment, is really, really cheap. Go back into the 80s, it got up to 17.9% of interest. So at the moment, any account that you get or any loan that you get is what we would class as relatively cheap. So, but remember, you've always got to make your repayments and you've got to make them on time. It's not like saying, hey, 6 months time I'll have some money, I'll give it to you then. That's not going to work. So have you had a few incidences that people have got the wrong idea?
I think a lot of people think if they're asset rich,
yes,
that's a big thing that I come across, which is great. But unfortunately, you still need an income source to pay back a mortgage. So it definitely is not just
There's a guy I work with. He's got assets, and his wife had changed jobs, and he wanted a $10,000 credit card.
Yep.
Do you think he could get it?
No.
It was really tough because
yep.
his wife was only certainly in this job for a couple of months,
Yep.
and he found it really hard to get a $10,000
Yep.
credit card.
So there you go. As always, business is about the numbers. Business is about getting your numbers right first. I don't care what you do, from a plumber to an artist to a printer, get your numbers right first. Because if you don't have your numbers right, you're not going to make it. So that's what business is all about. So, Daryl, what's happening in the news, mate?
Well, mate, I see the bankers certainly have enticed Qantas to Toowoomba for the pilot training facility.
Yeah.
John and Dennis offered $30 million facility, or $30 million towards it. And it was between us and Mackay, which I thought that's what they said at McDonald's when you went in there. Mackay. Sorry, Mackay people, didn't mean to kind of go to it. We got it. We beat Mackay. Yeah. So it is official that Qantas are now coming to town and having the pilot training based out at Wellcamp.
So well done to
That's
Toowoomba.
exciting. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
it's an awesome move.
So that's great news. Carnival time, mate. Here we are. We're recording this on Thursday the 27th. I did Carnival Flowers Parade on Saturday.
Did? Yeah.
Lots of people in town. I'm sure there's about 10,000 people around my point.
Still a lot of people here.
Yeah, I'm sure in the whole parade point there was about 80,000 people in the streets, probably 70, 80,000 people. But I drove downtown Monday and I was quite surprised at the Botanical Gardens. I reckon there were 300 people there in the gardens. And from what I'm seeing at the sports club, there are still people in town staying for this week. So the #1 tourism event has certainly drawn people into the city. And it can only be better next year for 70 years of Carnival. So it's amazing. So so Carnival has been great this year.
Yep. And I was there. You may not have seen me. I was incognito.
With disco car. Anastasia Palaszczuk was in town. I gave her a shout out on Saturday.
Yep.
Hospital being announced for Bailey Henderson out of the Bailey Henderson site.
That's excellent.
So that's a move in the right direction. That facility has been sitting there idle for years, and that will be exciting. So that's positive news there. There were some other announcements she's made as well. Talk of a school out at Westbrook. I don't know how far that's going to go.
Yeah, I believe that, because the growth area out at Westbrook is just phenomenal at the moment, and they're going to have to build a school there.
So lots of things happening. I'm still with the bypass. Look, I love the bypass, but I think Dolby's really going to benefit from the bypass. We'll certainly get the trucks out of town, but Dolby will pick up. If you've got to go Roma to Brisbane, you'll stop at Dolby. You'll have no need to come to Toowoomba really. You'll just want to keep going. So that's the idea, it's bypass.
So, and of course, please don't miss the CUA, the work they've done inside here. It's a magic garden at the moment, and it's just absolutely glorious. So look, I commend you and your team for putting so much effort into Toowoomba. It's a wonderful thing that you guys do.
Don't forget, grab the Coffee Gazette in all your favourite coffee shops. So grab that and have a read of it as well. So great. Okay, well, that's about all for today.
That's it.
Katrina, thanks for your time.
No, thank you. It's been an honour. Thank you.
So, are you living in Toowoomba or are you?
I'm actually out at Wairema.
Wairema, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
There we go, another great area.
It is nice.
No, it's a nice area out there. So it's very good. The growth's huge out there as well. So yeah.
Great. So that's episode 4. Let's talk business. I'm Daryl Nicholson.
4.
Episode 4, yeah.
Episode 4.
That's
We've
what the
got there,
script
isn't
says.
it?
That's what the script says.
That's what the script says.
I'm Daryl Nicholson from 4350 TV. Neil Davey from CGD Group, Printing with Imagination, and Katrina from CUA. What is it?
Credit Union.
Credit Union, not a
Yes.
bank. A credit
Yes.
union. So take care until we see you next time. Toowoomba 4350. It's more than just a postcode.
Time for now.
Thank you.